strange girl, you a real strange girl. Oh yeah. Betting girl, you a betting girl. Oh, I'm a real one, you need a real one. Oh no, I want a real woman, I need a real woman like you. Need to find me a real woman like you. I need a real woman, I need a real woman like you. Let me send you some money.
Alrighty, what up, baby?
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. It's episode, I don't know.
What episode is it?
I have no idea. It's episode, I think maybe 5. I think it's episode 5. Yeah, so today is Monday, the something of June.
It's the Queen's birthday, babe.
It's the Queen's birthday.
How can you forget it?
I don't know, because I don't know. Every day is Queen's birthday for us.
True.
We actually didn't even know it was the Queen's birthday. We didn't even know it was long weekend until so baby's school emailed us and told us, and reminded us that Monday was a public holiday. So what did we do today?
Just the usual.
So I woke up, worked. I folded the washing, finally.
Oh my gosh, that pile.
There's always a pile. I don't know.
How does it feel? How does it feel to just like
I don't know.
get it over and done with, and
really
just like?
Feels great, but that was tiring. I was really tired.
Yeah, that's a tick off the to-do list, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, man. So what are we going to talk about today? I think...
So you wanted to do...
Yeah, I think this is just a backstory. So for those that know, you know, I've been on a weight loss journey for the last 4 years. You know, I'm down 80, and...
Wow.
Yeah, I know, I still look fat, but anyways.
Don't say that.
Sexy fat. But, you know, I put a post up today on my Facebook post, and I said, you know, why do a lot of men, once they get married and settle down, why do they put on a lot of weight? Yeah?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, you know, there was a lot of comments, and it was just... Really...
Wait, what was your question?
So the question was, you know, why do us as men, after we get married and settle down and have children, why do we gain a lot of weight?
Why did you want to ask that? It's just kind of like a
survey,
ask campaign.
Like, you know, it was more just to kind of see, you know, because, you know, what I may think is right may be different to someone else, you know. So, you know, I think it's always good to see things from
other people's
perspective. And I told you this before, like, you know, I feel like where I am now is, you know, everything changes, your mindset changes. So, you know, I've forgotten that 200 kilo person in the way he thinks.
Yeah.
So it was good to kind of see, you know, and hear thoughts of people's responses.
Yeah.
You know, husbands and their partners.
Yeah.
To that. But I think one specific thing that I want to talk about on this video that I told you is that I want to talk about, like, why is it important? Why is it important once you get married, right, to keep investing in the marriage? And why is it important to continue to fall in love with each other? Why is it important to continue to date after you have 1, 2, 3, 4 children? What are your thoughts? And so why do you think it's important?
Or do I think it's
important? Or do you think it's important?
100%. I think what happens is when you get married, or if you're settled with someone and then you have children, often what happens is your focus shifts from each other and that relationship to tending to these little guys, you know?
Yeah.
And they're a lot of work. Yeah, they're round the clock, 24/7. You can't really like clock on, clock off with them. And so a lot of your time and your effort and energy is poured into them. And because they're unpredictable, even with routines, you know, sometimes you're left with like little to no time for each other, you know. So
for each other and for you and for me.
Yeah. So sometimes you might get lost, you know. I think when you take on the new role, or you know, you get that new hat of like, okay, I'm a mum now, like I'm a father now, that we forget like who we are as an actual individual, and then as a wife. Do you know what I mean? That hat gets lost, you know, and you only end up like just juggling the hat of being a parent. So I think it's important because, you know, when you lose touch of like who you are as a person, and who you are in a relationship, like when the kids are gone, you're left with this like unnurtured relationship that like, I don't even know who you are, you don't even know who I am anymore. We think that, or we don't give thought to it, but you know, we're constantly evolving as well. Like as much as our kids are growing, like we too are growing as well. And because we grow, we might see our own growth. You might not see how I've grown. And if we're not pouring time and energy into us discovering that together, then like all will be lost when our kids have like kind of gone.
Yeah.
Left the nest kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're saying like we need to invest in each other.
Yeah, because if not, then we'll just forget each other. We'll forget each other. We'll forget if we don't have me time. Like if I don't have me time, you don't have like me time. You lose yourself, and then you know, if we're not going on dates, or if we're not having like us time, just me and you alone time, then we get lost as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's important.
And so,
because we don't want to get lost. That's the thing. Like,
so when you say we get lost, like what do you mean by that?
Because then you're just like, what? Like, why are you like, just life? Like, you're just you're not really like living life. Do you know what I mean? You're not really living it on your terms. Like you're living life on like their terms, on the kids' terms, which isn't a bad thing, but there has to be a balance, right? Like I get it, I'll do anything for the kids, but in order for me to like do anything for them, like I gotta do me first. Like I gotta like make sure that I'm good, so that I can like better show up and be like the best mom that they deserve. Like I gotta do me so that I can show up and be the best wife you deserve. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And why? Because I love you guys. Like it, you know. So.
Yeah. You know, and I'm very like passionate about this topic because I think it's you know, not that I know everything, but you know, within the first couple of years I learned a lot. You know, I do get it. Like I do get it. You know, when you get married, for example, before we got married, you know, it was just me. I was playing footy. I could focus on me. I can train. I can train when I want to train. You know, we only catched up. You know, we caught up, what, 3 to 4 times a week for a couple of hours. And other than that, everything was all me, you know. And you go from you're in control of your timetable to now having to work more, having to, you know, we moved in with each other. We had a mortgage then. You know, then you have to pay for the bills. You have a lot more priorities. You have a lot more responsibilities. You have a lot more hats that you're wearing. So therefore, what happens is we kind of lose focus of ourselves because we're so focused on others.
Yeah.
And I think it's a transition, and I do get it. Therefore, because
of course, like you, it's a learning phase. It's an adjustment phase. Like you go from just focusing on yourself to now
focusing on others.
You know, like like I have to like take my missus into account. I'm going to take my husband into account. Like,
It's
I
not
can't just like
it's
up
not-
and go
it's
and
not
do
just,
that.
I can't just go and do this or this, you know.
Yeah, I got to be like, oh, hey, like.
There's a lot
this
more
is
to
that.
consider, and there's a lot more
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, for those that don't know my story, like I put on like heaps of weight, man. You know, I stopped playing footy, I got into real estate.
What's
you know,
heaps of weight? What are
I
we
put on
talking?
heaps. I put on like 80 kilos, 100 kilos within 3 years. You know, I let myself go. I was all in on my career. You know, I bought a house. I was like, you know, I had the big dreams of buying more investment properties. It was all for the family. It was all for the kids. But along that journey, you know, chasing the career for my family, I stopped looking after myself.
Right.
You know? So I do get it when people are saying, yo, Felice, you don't understand, I got to work. I do get it. I understand that. But what happens is, I realized I was doing it the wrong way. The priority for me was, yes, providing and stuff like that, but I let myself go.
Yeah.
Now, for me, you know how I am. Like, for me, I'm the man of the house. I'm the provider, you know. The church was, I'm the priesthood holder. So, you know, I have to lead. You know, leader, you know, you have to lead and not just be a victim of your circumstance, but be someone that takes full responsibility.
Right.
So for me, what I came to realize is that was just an excuse. You know, I was just a victim to all that. I was just a victim saying, oh, you don't understand, I'll put on all this weight because I'm trying to be a better father, I'm trying to be a better husband, this.
Like,
and
you're working, like you're busy.
I'm busy, I'm working.
You're working.
And I justified me putting on 100 kilos. So, and I know that's wrong. Why do I know that's wrong? Because, you know, it's the analogy about, you know, when you're on a plane, and if the plane's going down,
and they drop their oxygen mask.
They drop the oxygen, like whose mask are they're going to tell you to put on first?
Your own.
Your own. Like, it doesn't matter if your kids are next to you, your wife's next to you, your mum's next to you. At the end of the day, you need to put your mask on first, and then you can help other people. So what I came to read,
you can't really help others unless you help yourself.
you can't help others if you're dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, at 100 kilos, I'm dying. At 100 kilos, I'm showing up. First of all, how can I pour into our relationship if I can't even pour into myself? How can I love you if I don't love myself? How can I love the children? How can I have the energy to pour into the kids? You know, the kids, they're young, man. Like, they're still young now, but then they were 2, 3, or 1, 2.
Yeah.
So how can I pour energy? How can I be happy with them? How can I help them how can I create memories if I couldn't even keep up with myself?
Right.
And so I challenge people when they say, you don't understand, Felice, I'm working for my kids. Yeah, I get that. But what are you doing? Like, what if you have a heart attack? What if you got sleep apnea and you fall asleep while you're driving and you're driving to work and you die? Or you get in an accident?
Yeah.
Like, what was all that work for?
Yeah. And I think
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it boils down to priorities. Like, you say that what you're doing is for like your kids and your wife and like your family and that, but you have to understand like what priorities need to be like placed on that ladder, right? Like what should be on the top, what should come second, third, fourth, fifth, right? Like, yes, provide, but if you want to be able to provide at the best ability, then you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your health. Like, you have to, like, you can't say that you don't have time. Everyone's got time. Your problem is you don't know how to create time. And that's something that, like, when you
create time or identify the time, like, where are you pouring that time into?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you spending that time on?
Yeah. Your priorities.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get people like, you know, Felice, I don't have time, yet they wake up late, right? Yeah. They go to work, they come back, and then they stay up all night playing games.
Yeah. You've got time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's your priorities, like, and it's priorities.
Yeah, it's priorities. It is a priority.
And I think, but you know, but when you're newlywed or when a new child comes along, like of course there's always that transition phase, yeah. So it's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be smooth sailing, but you can't. And you know, there's a quote that says like, it's okay not to be okay. And it's true, it's okay not to be okay. But what's not okay is to stay not okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay not to have everything figured out. It's okay not to, you know, have 7 good days, you know, all in a row. But you can't allow yourself to like get stuck in a victim mindset, victim mentality where you just sit there and not be okay. Like you gotta be like, you gotta try.
Yeah.
You gotta figure stuff out. Like you've got to do it. You have to. If not, then you stay like this. Your relationship just stays like this. Your relationship with your kids just stay like this. Like everything's just plateau.
Yes.
Nothing's improving. Nothing's progressing. Like, because you're just like this. So, you know, when you do go through like a transition phase, an adjustment phase, like yes, it's okay not to be okay, but you gotta be willing to try. You gotta be willing to push. And why? Because you deserve it as a person.
Yes.
Your partner deserves it.
Yes.
Your children deserve it.
Yes. They deserve a better you.
Yeah, the best you.
Like what? Like I know, I get it. Like people like I say to them, but you know, I'm working, I'm providing, but it doesn't matter. Like your kid did not, like stop blaming your kids for you not looking after yourself.
Yeah.
Like they didn't ask you, they didn't ask to be born.
Right.
Like you create them, it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
So step up to the plate,
Yeah,
you know?
step up to the
that like I'm very passionate about this, and I speak like this to the brothers, like your responsibility. Like stop putting the blame on the kids. It's not the kids' fault.
Yeah.
Like step up to the plate and you need to grow physically, mentally.
Yeah.
Spend your time more wisely, invest in yourself.
Right.
You know, even to your marriage. Like if your marriage, you know, for me, I think the question was like, why is it important? I think it's important, extremely important, because the more happier you are with yourself, if you're in a better state of mind, like I can say that full confidence right now.
Right.
I'm so much more confident, happier, clearer energy right now than what I was when I was over 200 kilos. You know what I mean? Like I try to pour more into our relationship. I'm trying to make us fall in love. Like every single year, I'm telling my wife, like we should be falling in love more and more every single year. True? Like I'm being serious, man. Like I don't think we've been married for 6 years now. I think 10 years, I want us to fall in love even more.
Yes.
You know, I want you to look at me and be like, damn, he's handsome. You know what I mean? Like I want to make you, like I want you to think like that about me. You know, and I think it's important because the more we can invest into ourselves, and obviously the children is going to benefit a way better husband and a way better mum and dad from us.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know something that
That's why it's important to invest in the relationship.
Yeah. Do you know something I kind of realized? I realized recently. It's like I knew, but I didn't know. Was as mums, right?
Oh.
Okay, so as mums, like, you know, mums always need like me time.
Yes.
You have to, because
Yes.
you pour so much energy. You're always putting yourself last. You know, you're always putting everyone before you. So it's important that we as mums have me time so that we can refill our cup, right? Because, you know, like we get burnt out, and we haven't.
Wait, let me just say something. Do you think that mothers feel guilty about investing and pouring time into themselves, like having me time?
Yeah.
Do you mothers feel guilty about doing that?
Well, I do.
Okay.
I do. Like I feel bad at the thought, like, oh, I used to feel bad. I should say this. I used to feel bad when I'd be like, if I wanted to like go do my nails or like go like just by myself and go do something for me. like do my nails or like whatever. And you know, like I used to take the kids with me and go do it, like because I used to feel bad.
Yeah.
But like, why should we feel bad though? Like we shouldn't. Like it's that airplane analogy, you know. Like I can't give of myself if my plate's not full. You know, I'm just giving scraps from my plate if I'm not setting time aside for me, and if I'm not investing in me and filling my cup. So anyways, I was coming back to it. So what happens is like, I think that's something that we kind of struggled with, was like allowing me to have that time.
Yeah.
Right? So anyways, that's another topic, I think.
But you do have a routine. Is that kind of helping you?
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, emotionally.
Yeah. We have morning routine. So this guy wakes up about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. He works. So the reason why he does that is, well, that's just his thing. And he's able to work while the household is quiet. So you get a lot of like your meditation and get a head start on like work for the day. And then I have 2 hours to myself to do what I do. Yeah. So I get to go out and walk or exercise. Then I get to read, study, scriptures.
Just purely, just focus on you.
Yeah.
And then, so obviously, I look after the kids for that time.
Yep.
Even Junior.
June.
Has that been helpful for you?
Yeah.
As a mum?
Yeah.
Like the difference between like you not doing it and you doing it, is there a big difference?
Yeah, 100%. Because I'm just working on me, you know? I'm
It's like you're able to like breathe. You know, breathe before the day starts. Breathe before the house comes crashing down. You know what I mean? So it's good. But what I realized is that yes, it's important for mums to have their time, but it's also important for you guys to have you time. Like you know, like dads need to have their time as well. Like yes, I feel that mums pour a lot more energy into their kids than fathers do, if the father is the main provider of the home, which in our case that is the case. What do you call it? But I just feel like it's just so much more, like it's important that like fathers and husbands, that they have me time as well. Like you guys gotta like take care of yourselves as well. Like you're gonna have like your space where you can step into like your man cave or whatever it is and do whatever it is that makes you happy, like that. And I think the reason, like for what I'm thinking now, the reason why, why, like, you know, we always have to have a why. The reason why is because if I'm not having my own time, you're not having your own time. Yeah. And when I'm saying own time, I'm not saying going to the pub and drinking. Like, you know, when I'm saying my own time, I'm not saying sitting there for hours playing games. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. I'm talking about actually, you know, investing. Like if I'm going to the gym, I go to the gym. For me, right now, I haven't been going to the gym for the last 3 months. So it's just going for a walk. Yeah. Or maybe it's just sitting in the garage or going for a drive and just sitting there reading a book. Yeah. Or maybe it's watching a video or a podcast. Yeah. You know, that's what I'm saying, invest in me. And when we're saying invest in each other, we're not talking about doing things like drinking or hanging out at the pub or going to the clubs. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I just want to make that clear. I'm talking about productive me time. Like, and if we're what does your me time look like? Like for me, waking up in the morning,
or your meditation time.
Yeah, like I wake up in the morning, no social media, not looking at Instagram, Facebook notifications.
What do you do every single morning? What is your like thing that you do every single morning when you wake up? That's your routine.
Like wake up in the morning. Mm-hmm. I do not look at my phone. Yeah. No notifications, no nothing. Yeah. You know, and then I'll have a cold shower. I have a cold shower.
Cold shower.
I have a cold shower. I get under the shower, I put it on warm, and for like 20 seconds, it's just cold rushing water coming down.
You're a weirdo.
I force myself into under the water to get myself in a good state of mind. I do that, then I come downstairs, I say a prayer, I do scripture study, and then I just invest in myself.
Yeah.
But I think the why, because we're going to 25 minutes now, the why behind this is that if I'm not investing time in myself, you're not investing time in yourself, we're not investing time in our relationship, going on a date, like weekly, going on we're striving, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But for our goal right now is to go on a date without the
an
kids.
actual date.
An
Not
actual
like,
date.
So our dates usually look like this.
Yeah.
Like our dates would
No,
just be like going
without
for
the
a drive.
kids. Without the kids.
But we're trying to be more intentional about dating.
Yeah.
And actually go without the
Yeah,
kids.
and not be a victim and be like, oh, I'm married. Like that's just an excuse, right? The reason why we need to do that is because if we don't, we're gonna burn ourselves out.
Yeah.
If you don't invest time in yourself in the morning, you're gonna burn out throughout the day because of the kids. I'm gonna burn out. That's when arguments happen. That's when we show up as a crappy father. That's when we're
stressed.
That's with stress. But that's when we're not being a conscious parent.
Right.
That's another video that we need to
Yeah, that's
talk about.
another video.
Like
yeah.
being a conscious parent. You know, it's hard to be a conscious parent when you're not in a good state of mind. So, you know,
But when you're just doing things on the daily,
If you're just
it
waking
just
up-
becomes like you're just going through the motions. You're just doing
Yeah.
things subconsciously that you don't.
subconsciously
You're just, you know,
suffering.
Yeah. So you're not even conscious. You're not even aware that. Oh, hang on. I need to step back a bit. Like something's.
Breathe.
I need to breathe for a second. Because I'm acting this way, I'm acting that way. Like I need to catch myself and like fix something. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's wrap it up. So, you know, what we spoke about was why it's important to invest in our relationship
Yeah.
as a husband and a father and as parents.
Yeah.
And we spoke about the why it's important. And, you know, if you don't, then you're going to burn yourself out. So what's a challenge that you can give to everyone? Because all the kids are waking up now. What's a challenge? Like challenge everyone. If you're still watching it, like what's a challenge you can challenge them to do?
Set some me time aside. Even if you just start off with 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes or an hour, like, but you got to sit with like your partner.
Yeah.
Sit with your partner, sit with your husband, sit with your wife, and be like, okay, what time of the day can I have 1 hour to myself?
Yeah.
Maybe you got to wake up earlier.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do the
Go
things.
wake up earlier or go to sleep earlier.
Yeah, go to sleep
Or
earlier.
put the kids to sleep earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, so
Or you
what
have to,
what
or you have
adjustments?
to sacrifice something.
Yeah, what adjustments do you have to make in order to get you me time? Maybe you gotta like be more strict with the kids' routine. Maybe you gotta wake up earlier. Maybe you gotta sacrifice something.
I had to sacrifice something for you. You're sacrificing
Something for you, yeah. So yeah, challenge you to really set aside specific me time hour. And then let us know how it goes.
Comment below, please. I would love to
Any
hear
questions? Comment below something you took from it,
Yeah.
or something you didn't agree with.
Much love, guys.
Much love, guys. Say bye.
Say bye to everyone.
Jin. Hello, Sun. Bye, guys.